We're recording. I'm going to adjust this camera. It's hard to get my face in with this thing. I know without you looking at the ceiling. I know you can see me. We're going to talk motorized bike engines, just like those engines, and Lowe's. I got hosed. Um, I said I make my own heads and stuff, which is fine. But this is the blocks that I'm getting from the manufacturer with the 6mm studs. I can't get the stuff that I used to. Rick, I'm very sorry about your engine. It's coming. This is it, actually. I got to take this down to the shop tomorrow. It's Sunday. Um, I have thousands of dollars of eBay merchandise that was garbage. I don't know. It's got to be done deliberate. Just like this little camera I bought. I bought this used off of eBay. I've had so many packages come damaged, and it's stamped right from FedEx. I don't know why they just don't send it back, give the people the refund. Uh, one of my favorite treasured objects is this Fuji XP. Excellent camera, shockproof, waterproof, and it was used on eBay at the right price for Uncle Dutch, since he's a cheap Dutch bastard. Uh, I love it, but the box was all coffee soaked. I've gotten so much merchandise, I can't explain to you people that want to order stuff why I'm not answering my phone. I'm just not doing it anymore. I got a customer. I have 2 orders. One I can't ship because of this COVID shit. I can't get the private shippers. Uh, and just so you guys get this through your head, I cannot use FedEx to ship a motorized bicycle with the gasoline smell on the tank. In other words, I run them. I make sure they do what they're supposed to. I can't do it. FedEx, UPS, USPS, it don't matter. You're not getting a bike. Roger, you'll eventually get your bike. When, I don't know. Lowe's defrauded me. Sold me a weed whacker that's 4 years old. If you guys can read this serial, I don't know if you guys can see that, if it's too close. I found a bunch of other stuff, anomalies with Lowe's. They purposely defraud people. They're in the consumer fraud business. They had about 64 appliances in the store when I was in Lowe's. Okay, this is a repair invoice. Because I bought a weed whacker, and just like everything else they sell in power equipment, it starts up but it doesn't run right, and there's nobody there to even address it. I don't even know why they're in the business if they can't fix and repair equipment on site. Why they even sell it, okay? And it's not like if it has a manufacturer's defect. Normally the manufacturer already knows. They send a notice like they did on this, because this weed whacker with this particular serial number has a manufacturer's recall notice that went out to the stores. I found it online. It was like looking for a needle in a haystack, but it is out there. But getting back to the appliances, out of 64 appliances, I could only photograph with that my favorite little yellow camera. I got the serial numbers and the tags off the appliances, and I'm still with my bad habit. And I took them home here the other night, and I sat down. I was up. I started about 3:30, right after I ate an early dinner, because I figured it was going to take me some time. But Jesus Christ, it almost took me into 3 o'clock in the morning. 13 appliances. I had the tags, the serial, the date codes, and everything. 13 appliances, and that was the only ones that I could get to. All had manufacturer recalls, defects, whatever, and they're selling the stuff to you brand new. That's not fair to you, to the consumer, and neither is it fair to Uncle Dutch for eBay to rip me off, to have $2,000 in merchandise sitting here that's total garbage. It was misrepresented. It's Chinese, whatever. They're taking our revenge on us, so watch what you buy on eBay, and especially these new alleged updated engines and all that. They're total shit. They run 1 or 2 times good, and they're junk after that. I don't know what to tell you folks other than let me light my cigarette and let me explain. I've had a rough summer, okay? Between feeling guilty not being able to get Roger his bike, not being able to get Rick his engine, I sent 2 motors out to Rick. Neither of them got there. The tracking blinked out on USPS. They refunded me back there. I think that was June. They gave me a refund, reimbursed me in full. Fine, I already had another engine on the way by the time that got settled. It took me about 2-3 weeks, and I called Rick and said there was a problem, and I'm still not able to get the merchandise. That's why I ended up with somebody else's engine blocks other than the ones that I use, because I can't get the ones that I use anymore. So there we are with the scenario is, then the second engine gets lost. I finally replaced some of my inventory. Rick will finally get his engine soon, but I got to deal with those issues. So what I'm saying is China is complicating our lives right now. They're kind of taking the revenge. So if it's made in fucking China, convince yourself outside of my cabinet that ended up, I ordered a cabinet for my workbench here because this workbench gets to be kind of a shit house, and I want to get a little more professional looking, professional cabinets and storage. That fucking thing ended up in Alaska. I bought how many hundreds and thousands of dollars now of stuff off of eBay, and I can't make a profit. I can't do anything with it. It's junk. eBay doesn't answer their phone. The invoices that they send you for the return tags don't print. And a lot of times FedEx, you don't need that tag. As long as you can read the number, if they send you a number and you can read it, you can copy it down and call FedEx. And they will actually, like with me, with a small business, they come here and they'll pick it up. That's the good thing about FedEx. UPS, no, I'm screwed with UPS. They don't give a shit. I got to deal with the store. I've got to have a printed return tag. They want it, and so does USPS. Because I already copied down numbers from USPS, went to the post office like an asshole. Hey, here you go. I want to send this back. Here's the number. You need a tag from the people that sent it. You know, you need that, you know, a printed, you know, it basically an invoice which tells them it was paid for. It's not a bullshit number that you pulled out of your hiney. So, I'm stuck with this garbage. You guys are stuck with dealing with me. And you, Brent Noonan, you jokers that want to tell me the bearings are bad on my engine. These engines don't lock up unless you break the piston or the crank, which you got to be an egghead. I've only had one engine explode, and that was an overload of fuel issue. That was one of my experiments, and I purposely went a little overboard to see what the engine would tolerate, how much it would take, and it didn't take much, by the way. That's why I tell you jokers not to run those reed valves, but nobody listens to me anyway. They like burning these engines up. Hey, if you got hundreds of dollars to burn, hey, bon appetit, but you know, when I buy something, Dr. Evil still runs. He's getting a new motor. He's getting a little tired. I ran him this summer a couple times. I didn't have a whole lot of time to myself with this chaos. Between coming home from work and trying to find out where these orders are and where the shit's ending up that I sent out. And a little bit, it's not like I did a lot of big business this summer. I only sent out a handful of fucking items and it got all screwed up. I hate to curse, but it's no wonder people are the way they are today, that everybody's nasty and their ass hairs are up, because FedEx, the USPS, and UPS, they could fuck up a wet dream. And the stores, they sell you merchandise. Brand new weed whacker I bought in August. Used it twice and it didn't run no more. Now, come on, people. I mean, you know, it's stupid. You guys with those bike engines, if it seems like it's cranked, the crank is locked up and it's going to throw you over the goddamn handlebars. Your carburetor leaked down, even though it has a shut-off valve. Sometimes we forget to shut them off. Other times, those valves are still feeding fuel because they're not an exact science. Where that you really have to mark it. You have to put fuel in the engine and let it leak out and find out the exact place on that lever of the fuel valve where it shuts off the fuel. Because a lot of times where it says off, it's still pouring fuel or it's trickling fuel. That fills up the engine, and that's why the engine locks up. It has nothing to do with bad bearings, Brent Noonan. You're an idiot. You told me you know what you're doing, you know engines. Okay? I'm the guy that just put an engine in that truck by myself, and I didn't do too well with the electronical hocus pocus. What a goddamn thing with going through with GM. Finally getting a dealership. I had to tell a dealership how to tune my truck with their own computer because they were too stupid to know what I did to the engine. This area, that's why Lowe's can sell. It's why Lowe's can sell appliances and weed whackers with recalls on them, because the educational system in this area has failed America. People are not that bright that they're going to go and actually look for manufacturer recalls on something before they even buy it. People are impulsive. They're like bass. It's nice and shiny. They hit it like buzzbait, and it's at a good price. They don't realize the fucking they're going to take from Lowe's that they did. It took me all week to get my money back. They wanted to send it out for repairs. I don't want something with a manufacturer defect, and it's all over their website. The reviews and stuff about these Husqvarna trimmers, they were made in China between 2005, or actually between 2002 and 2008. They were made totally in China out of Chinese junk. And they all have problems. The heads, the shafts, everything. Steel, I got a 2-year replacement warranty. It's not a repair warranty. 2 years they replace it if the damn thing turns to shit. And it was $40 cheaper than the Husqvarna I bought, and I'm still stuck with the refills. I got to take these back to Lowe's and shove them up their ass for $55. I bought a bunch of them. I hate to make lengthy videos, but when I explain something, Lowe's relies on, they dump a lot of their merchandise they can't sell in areas where people have an education, especially parts of California, Texas, Carolinas. A lot of people are highly educated. Some of the people even work for the companies. They already know there's no manufacturing here, so they'll dump shit like that here because they know people. Most of them don't speak English around here, or comprehend it too well. A lot of them are Spanish, no insult. They're immigrants, and they will screw you into the ground for that $500, $600, $800 or $300, $200 for a weed whacker like they did with me. So that's my end of the summer COVID video. I really didn't have a lot to boast this summer, and I really didn't do a lot with the bikes because of what was going on and because of getting shit parts. I'm just kind of getting out of it right now. If our government likes hurting me and the Chinese or whatever, they've hurt the entire economy. Is somebody in the United States going to make these motors and actually make something decent? It would be a nice revelation. Unfortunately, they're not going to be $150 to $300 to $400 a kit. The problem, one of those motors, if it's made here, is probably going to be $800, $900. And you know what? Most people will go out and buy a freaking used motorcycle then at that rate. It's part of America where they keep hiking the taxes to pay for these two-legged rodents that are burning down your cities and all that. I have a big problem with you, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, you cocksuckers, you Muppets. You're lucky that somebody like me doesn't come down and pop your ass. I'm telling you, I'm sick of these douchebags and it's lying with this Biden. He's a goddamn ventriloquist dummy for the Democrat Party. He's not getting elected. But we got to worry in the next 4 years when we're getting older, like you are in what I am in my older years. I got to worry what kind of Muppet we're going to get in there next, and whether I'm going to have to be a decorated veteran and go down and wax their fucking ass because they're no good for this nation. People better wise up, get your heads out of your asses, and that's my political statement. Biden, I hate your guts. I hate your lying ass. You and Pelosi and Chuck E. Cheese. You, Peter Strzok, McCabe, Comey. I'd like to take you fucking Muppets off the bow of a Navy ship and drop you right in the goddamn Alaskan Ocean. You Muppets piss me off. You disgrace veterans like me. It ain't Biden or Trump that's disgracing veterans. It's the whole goddamn Democratic Party. As far as Trump making comments about veterans, yeah, you got to be a little stupid and squirrely to do shit like we did overseas, especially fly a goddamn fighter plane that's 25 fucking years old and's falling apart. I got news for people. You got to have a screw loose anyway to fucking sign up for the Marine Corps. But now it's a babysitting service, I heard. I'm hardcore Marine Corps. I'm from the old days. Enjoy your COVID holidays or whatever. The holidays are coming up, and I don't expect to have much to say to anybody. Just kind of disgusted, especially Joe Biden and all that. The current political aura kind of disgusts me. So I hope my video I hope you guys enjoy me. All right, thanks.